You didn't just go through something hard. Something hard went through you, and it left a different person standing on the other side. Not a motivational poster version, not someone who healed cleanly and moved on. Someone stranger than that. Quieter. More perceptive. Someone who sometimes wonders why they feel slightly out of place in normal conversations, normal rooms, normal happiness. There's a reason for that, and it's not damage. Let's start with something you've probably noticed but never named. You don't panic the way other people do. Someone drops a bomb in a conversation, real grief, real fear, real darkness, and while everyone else scrambles for lighter ground, something in you just settles. You stay. You don't flinch. Not because you're detached, but because you've already been in that darkness long enough to know it has a floor. Most people haven't. They're terrified of falling. You already fell. You know you survived the landing. Psychologists studying complex trauma have documented this effect. Prolonged exposure to emotional pain doesn't just cause damage, it also builds something they call distress tolerance. It's the rarest thing you can offer another human being, and you built it without trying. Here's the second thing. Your body knows something your mind doesn't always have words for. You walk into a room and something updates. Who's tense? Who's pretending? The smile that doesn't reach the eyes. The silence that has weight in it. You didn't study this. You developed it because, at some point, reading your environment wasn't a social skill. It was something closer to survival. Research on adverse childhood experiences consistently shows that the brain's threat detection systems, particularly the amygdala, become extraordinarily refined in people who grew up in unpredictable or emotionally volatile environments. That's not anxiety, though. Yes, sometimes it's also anxiety. The underlying mechanism is a form of perceptual intelligence that most people never develop. Third, you have a completely different relationship with uncertainty than most people around you. People who haven't been through much need resolution, conclusion. They find open-ended situations so uncomfortable that they'll accept a bad answer just to have an answer. You've lived inside situations where the outcome was genuinely unknown for months, maybe years, and you had to keep functioning anyway. Psychologists call this ambiguity tolerance, and it correlates with creative problem-solving, complex reasoning, and real leadership. You didn't take a course on it. You were handed an impossible situation with no instructions and had to figure it out. That's how you got it. And this one is subtle, so stay with me. You don't perform yourself the way you used to. Something about going through real suffering strips a layer away. The curated version. The careful management of how you're perceived. After a while, keeping that performance up started to feel like a kind of dishonesty you no longer had patience for. This is what researchers call post-traumatic growth, not just recovering, but actually recalibrating who's worth your energy, what kind of presence you're willing to be. Some people find this quality unsettling. The right people find it like oxygen. They've been waiting their whole lives to stop performing too. Last one. You know how to grieve. Actually grieve. Not fix. Not reframe. Not speed through to the lesson. Just hold the weight of something lost without pretending it isn't heavy. That sounds small. It isn't. Most people will build elaborate systems, busyness, cynicism, constant noise to never have to do what you do naturally. The capacity to sit inside loss without collapsing is a sophisticated cognitive and emotional skill. It means you understand impermanence in a real way, not philosophically, but in your body. And that understanding quietly reshapes how you love, how you decide things, what you notice. None of this makes what happened to you okay. Some things should not have happened. That's allowed to be true. And also, you took what happened, and something in you built with it. Something that isn't loud or obvious, but that the right people can feel the moment they're near you. They reach for you when they have nowhere else to go. They don't always know why. You do now. You didn't just survive something. You went somewhere most people never go, and you came back carrying more than you left with.